Okay, up here at the Woodward Iron Company's #1 iron ore mine, or red ore mine, up here on the mountain. And this gigantic concrete structure was actually a ore crusher foundation for the #1 mine, which was back in that draw there. And this foundation up top actually had the gyratory ore crusher on it. It was at first steam powered, and the area below could hold 2 open rail cars of Woodward Iron Company's railroad. They had their own internal railroad that serviced all of Woodward's mines, and it would take this iron ore directly to the blast furnace down in Woodward. But this is the biggest ore crusher foundation that there is anywhere on the mountain. And the trestle, the tipple, was about 25-30 feet high, and it was a steel trestle, and it came out of the mine, and the ore cars would travel up top via being pulled by a giant hoist cable, with which the hoist house remains are way back there in the woods. But the ore cars would be dump their contents down into the gyratory ore crusher way up top, and then after the ore was crushed, it would be deposited into 2 waiting open rail cars for the iron ore. And they would just back up rail cars back into this ravine here. So there's some more structures down here in the woods I hope to go see, and along with the hoist house. But these are the remains of the Woodward Iron Company's #1 iron ore mine site along the mountain. Okay, this right down here is on ground level with the ore crusher foundation of the #1 Woodward mine. And this concrete foundation with steel beam remains, I-beam remains. This is one of the foundations that supported the tipple coming out of the mine. And should have been another one over there, but it's long gone. And so this place is pretty much a trash dump. Just need to be careful around here. And this is one of the foundation support walls. They had support buildings up along this wall right here. Had an engine room up there. Had an auxiliary hoist over here. But this is just walking up here to where the mine used to be, the mine entrance. And this mine went down a good 6,000 feet or more before it was shut down in the late 1920s. And right up in there is where the mine would be. This is another one of the trestle support columns right here with the I-beams. And up there was where the mine was. There's nothing left of it. It's just all collapsed in. But this is one of the foundation walls right here. And the mine entrance was back up this way. And it's, of course, completely caved in. They blew it, I guess. So, but this is the Woodward Iron Company's #1 red ore mine, or iron ore mine, right here. So, all right, and this mine actually dates back to the early 1880s, and up along here on either side of the gap right here, what was called Tanyard's Gap, there are drift mines up there, drift mine remains. They're all sealed, but they're still up there, you can view. And sometime in the late 1880s, they decided to start on this slope up here. And, you know, so that was the beginnings of the slope mining operations for Woodward, was at this mine. So, all right. Okay, looking back at the ore crusher foundation to the Woodward No.1 mine, beyond that the sealed mine portal. These would have been the twin rail tracks for the Woodward Iron Company's trains, and they would have just proceeded through that thicket of brush and woods right there, heading to the northwest. So the hoist house remains are way back in here, and there's foundation remains. That moss covered wall right there is a foundation remains, because they had buildings up here, support buildings, and there's supposed to be other buildings beside the hoist house back here. Never gone back and tried to look for them, so see what is back here. So all right. Okay, well, we're going to abort that trip to see the hoist house foundations for the No.1 mine. Let you know this is not a safe area to come to. There is a couple of people, looks like maybe 2 or 3 people that could be inside this hoist house. So we're not going to tempt fate. So we're just going to back on up out of here. So you come over to an area like this, I would encourage anybody to be armed, because you never know who is out here in the woods. So a good indicator, there were some clothes hanging out, shoes, backpack. So we're not going to go down there any further and check this out. So all right, we may check out some of the drift mine remains on the other side of the gap up here, but that's going to abort the field trip to see some of these other building remains down here at Woodward. So just always be cautious when you come out here, and if you're able, be armed. So, all right.